Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Crested Geckos, coming to you guys with another video. This is gonna be a juicy one. This is gonna be, I think, packed full of information. It's gonna be a wealth of knowledge, hopefully for you guys that's on your journey already, or to help you get started on it. We're gonna attack the giant question, the big mystery, Instagram's algorithm. Okay, this is the thing with it. Everything you're gonna hear from us is just pretty much our experience. That's the disclaimer. All the information we put out, we want to make sure that other people are being able to educate themselves. Hopefully don't run into any loopholes or any issues that we may have ran into in the past, and possibly circumvent any issues, therefore putting you guys past those issues. I made myself a little cheat sheet as well to keep me on target. So we're gonna be talking about Instagram's algorithm. Then we probably, I don't know, comment down below, we could do another video, Audra and I, about actual banning and restoring accounts. Let us know if you want to hear about that, because we have experience with that as well. So let's jump right into it. So you guys know I'm long-winded, but this is going to be extremely useful information, and comment down below if you think it is or you think it isn't. Also let us know your do's and don'ts on your experience thus far. I believe we've crossed 8,000 subs on Instagram on Flawless Crested Geckos, and it's all organic. We also have Flawless Exotic Creations, where we started only 16, 17 months ago. And we're closing in on 3,000 organic followers there. That's growing relatively faster than Flawless Crested Geckos did. But they're two completely different niche categories. That's also something you want to look at. I haven't really seen it, but I see a ton of algorithm videos all over YouTube, and I figure, you know what, let's make one specifically for our niche. And that's very important. Growing organically. You don't want, well, I know I can only speak for ourselves. We don't want, hundreds of thousands followers. Yes, we do, but we don't want just random anyone. We want people that's actually interested into the reptile hobby. We want to put out content for those followers in hopes of increasing our reach, in hopes of increasing your customer base. That being said, it's very difficult when you're in such a small niche, like reptiles, like crested geckos, even ball pythons. Ball pythons, Audra and I, we always have these discussions. Patreon members of ours, we have these discussions that the ball python hobby, in reference to ratio, is like 1,000 to 1 compared to the crested gecko hobby. Is the crested gecko hobby big? It's solid, it's strong, but numbers wise, comparatively, it doesn't compare to the ball python hobby. Whether you're fans of ball pythons or not, whether you're fans of crested geckos or not, that's just how the numbers are. When you go to a reptile show, they call them reptile shows. Love it. We're gonna always support them. We're always gonna go. But they're snake shows. That's just how it is. People love, it's a love-hate thing with snakes. Either they love them and they want them as pets, or they love them and they just love to look at them, or they're definitely afraid of them and just want to look at what they're afraid of. It's a weird experience. But anyway, we're already 5 minutes into this video, so we want to get on topic. Number one, the ball plan for laying out your Instagram. This is going to be tailored specifically toward Instagram, because we grew really, really fast on Facebook, and then Facebook died and went pretty much silent. And YouTube has always been here, been strong, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, because YouTube and Instagram have an ongoing battle. is more so Facebook, Instagram, because they both owned by Meta, versus YouTube. I feel like YouTube is the more professional in the relationship, and I'll explain myself. Reason I say that, there's a lot of things that go on Instagram that affect your actual user accounts greatly, versus YouTube. YouTube, we can get up here, talk about Instagram, post in your comments, you can post it in your title, and for the most part you're still going to reach your potential reach on YouTube. When you do that on Instagram, you mention, which we'll get into a little later, you mention anything about YouTube, oh, they shadow ban you, and we'll talk about shadow bans. So want to tell you guys, if you're interested in crested geckos, if you're a hobbyist in crested geckos, if you're a breeder in crested geckos, you got to jump on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram yet, start your Instagram page. Only pause I would take would be creating your business name or your handle, whatever it may be. You want it to be professional, you want it to be catchy, you want it to be able at some point to be able to trademark it, LLC it if you choose to, but you want something that's really, really respectful. You want something where kids can be on your page. You want something where grown-ups can be on your page, and vice versa. You don't want anything that solicits any type of negativity, just any type of negative vibe in your business name, because that's going to turn people away. So work on structuring your business name. These are all things we go over on our Patreon, so check us out over there for details on that. But let's say you have your business name or your handle sign and you start your Instagram. What you need to know about Instagram is, don't wait till you have something to sell to start your Instagram. That's something we were very lucky to know from the very beginning. Once you got into the hobby, once you got interest and you create your name, you just start, taking time to post and be consistent. As consistent as you can be. Again, you don't have anything to post. You just want to share amongst your followers what you're actually getting into. All right, so we'll start on right before the good list. This is one of those topics, Instagram algorithm, where it's no secret. Yes, we're gonna have a lot of cues, a lot of interesting points in this video, but it's one of them things where if you're doing absolutely everything we're talking about, yeah, you could be successful, but it's a lot of work. I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, it's a lot of work. It's not for the faint of heart. It's for those people who really want this to work for them, really want it to blow for them. But I made an analogy on I keep referencing our Patreon because we do that, big over there. But we had a Zoom call on Patreon, and I was referencing the algorithm on Instagram and the silent bylaws. It's like the gym. Everybody knows I train and I'm a professional bodybuilder, but it's like the gym mindset, and you basically rolling that over into regular life. It's irrelevant, but it's the concept. You guys know, and that's watching it, you ain't got to be a bodybuilder, but being physically fit does improve your quality of life. That to one extent or the other. That being said, eating the right food does improve your quality of life. You can go for walks around your neighborhood. Basically, what I'm getting to is you can know that all these things are good for you. You can know around about what you should be doing and what you should be eating, and we still choose not to do it. That's what I'm getting to about Instagram algorithm. So I'll get on the good list. Number one, let's say, all right, Instagram wants you to use all their features, all right? Even their dead features when they roll out with new things. They had Instagram TV for a while and then it plummeted and disappeared. So you want to make sure that you're using your posts. Don't eradicate or get rid of picture posts. Make sure you post your pictures. Make sure you're creative as possible with your reels. And while we're on this topic, high quality content. Make sure, this is why I say it's a lot of work. Make sure you guys, you know, in your leisure time when you're doing your cleaning and feeding of your reptiles, because this crosses all platforms, crested geckos, ball python, all reptiles. Make sure that you're getting good pictures. It could be cell phones, it could be your iPhone, it could be your Android, whoever's still using Android. That is a jab, because we always make jokes at the Android users. But Brian at Altitude and us, we had this thing going back and forth. He's team Android, we're team iPhone. Let us know down in the comments which team you want. So you want high quality content. When you're making high quality content, there's stages. You have to come up with your concept or what you want to do. And when crested geckos is 10 times harder than snakes. The reason I say that is not only do you have to think of a concept, think of a background, think of a layout you want to, you know, take a photograph on, then boom, you say, all right, I got it. Then you go and grab your gecko and your gecko's in shed. It's like that. Okay, so then, yeah, if you have several geckos, you'll get a different gecko. Okay, now you get that gecko. Now you got to put them in a deli cup. You want to fire them up. You want to show its true colors. I think that's one of the mistakes that people tend to make. Yes, show your gecko fired down. If you appreciate those colors, show your gecko fired up as well. People like both. So you want to be able to take the time, because it does take time to be able to change the humidity of your gecko to ensure that they fire up their proper colors. All at the same time, you having the proper equipment, whether that's plank board. We're going to make a video actually showing how to make different backgrounds from fabric from Hobby Lobby and Big Lots and Walmart. But to say all that, it takes a lot of planning. It's almost, you know, you have to be almost a perfectionist about your craft. You have to be all in, even as a hobby, before it reaches a business, because you want to be able to put out quality content. The results actually speak for themselves. You know, you can take a blurry picture of something, post it, and then take a HD quality, even from a cell phone picture of something, and you're going to get more people gravitate to the nicer, visually pleasing picture than anything else. So all of that is planning. Let's say it's going to take you an hour a week, every single week, to do some planning, you know, take pictures of, you know, 2-3 geckos or snakes, the proper manner, videos and everything. So you want to have almost a library of a selection on your phone or a MacBook to choose from. After you get that, now you want to set you a very attainable goal. Nothing huge. You can always raise your goal. I wouldn't want to lower your goal. That may be, let's say, 3 days a week. You're going to figure out a way to post one picture. You're going to post one reel, and you're going to, let's say, share to your story, you know, or post 2 pictures and 1 reel, and then making sure that you share into your story maybe every other day. On top of that, you need to figure out a way to utilize the Instagram live feature. Instagram, the algorithm within it wants to make sure that, you know, they reward you for using all of its features. By doing that, you will instantly see followers. You'll see, after you get off a live, after you've been up there a while, you'll see 2 or 3 followers, you know, pretty much trickling in, and you continue to grow. Make sure you have conscious, relevant content to talk about, or whatever animals to show off, and make sure you take your prized possessions, your pics of your clutches and everything. Make sure you take all the things that you're very proud of, make sure you show it off. After you got all that content there, that's a full-time job by itself. Quality content, whole nother video. So you're gonna set your parameters: 2 picture posts, 1 reel, share to your story every other day, go live maybe once a week. You already got a whole workload, a whole work schedule. So that should be your goals. After that, also, with that schedule, you want to make sure it's spaced out. You don't want to say, all right, I got it. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to post this, and that's fine. But you also, when you go to post on that Monday, you can't post your picture 10 minutes later, post your next picture. 10 minutes later, post your reel. You want to then space it out. Instagram, again, the basis of the algorithm, Instagram wants to take over. That's the whole plan. They want you literally every single time you're like this, they want you to be on Instagram. And I get it. It's a business. So think about it like that. They want you checking your inbox. They want you checking who's online, who you're following. That's how they want you to be.
Hey guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here, Will and Audra.
And we're here to tell you guys about our new Patreon tier. Have you guys ever played the lottery, lose, and get all your money back?
That's not really a thing, is it? Oh, but yes it is. With our new tier, the $100 a month, you get every single bit of your money back. That's for right. The entire year. But guess what? It doesn't end at the end of the year. Right. No, you have rollover. So you can continue to build your savings account as much as you would like.
Right.
But guess what? That's not all.
That's right.
You also is the biggest perk?
Are automatically entered for our annual free Xantic giveaway. Visual Xantic.
A free visual Xantic. Oh my gosh. Who does that? We do.
That's right. So you guys are going to want to go over to patreon.com/flawless crested geckos and check us out.
Join the Flawless family.
That's right. And to a certain extent, you need to be as a business. As a hobbyist, you don't, because you have other things going on in your life. So all I'm saying is make time where you have time. All right, I'm gonna hurry up, guys. I got you. So after that, I said Instagram rewards you with organic following, people that's going to be in your realm, in your field, if you're doing all of those things. Also, you're going to want to ask questions in your story. Use the questions. You're going to want to hold polls. What do you think is better? All these things influences engagement. That's what also Instagram watches for. Are people engaging with you? You also want to use different captions. So that's how you up your engagement. You have a beautiful, we post this gecko here. Beautiful picture, we posted up. We were just actually talking with one of our Patreon members, because he's habitual offender about doing it. But he'll post an amazing post and he'll just throw it up there. Boom. Hashtag gecko and walk off. And I'm like, dude, and I mess with him because we have a very no-nonsense relationship. We've kind of cleared the air. I love people like him because I'm like, hey, if we're doing something wrong, tell us. If you're doing something wrong, do you want to know? He's like, yeah, I want to know. I'm like, you sure you want to know, or do you want to know? Because everyone has those friends and family members that say, hey, help me if I'm doing the wrong thing. Tell me I'm doing something wrong, and then you tell them and they're like, I'm not doing that, or they deny it, or they fight you on it. But he's genuine. That being said, he'll make these posts where he'll post a gecko or post a snake or something like that, and it'll be absolutely beautiful, and it'll say hashtag gecko. So I'll text him. I'm that annoying guy. I'll text him to keep you focused on your goal. I'll send him a picture of a rock and say hashtag rock. He's like, what is this? I'm like, dude, that's what you just did on your social media. You put a gecko up there and say hashtag gecko. That's not doing anything. The algorithm actually, which we'll get to, shadow bans you on that. It's a whole nother video. This one we're going to talk about the algorithm. So what do you want to do? You want to make sure, let me check with my notes, that you're utilizing your captions properly. Check this gecko out. Hey guys, this is a beautiful gecko. I caught him looking awesome today. What's your favorite gecko in your collection? And somebody may say, hey, my gecko may be, Valhalla, or, SpongeBob, whatever their gecko's names, and then you can go to their page and check out what gecko they're referring to. It's engagement back and forth. Hey guys, what kind of reptile work you guys are doing today? I'm sitting here admiring, Ric Flair. So it's sparking actual engagement between you and your followers. So when you do that organically, naturally, if you have 1,000 people and let's say only 100 of that 1,000 sees your post and they engage back where you have 4 or 5 people actually respond to you, that's telling Instagram algorithm that you have something worth commenting on that you posted, which actually increases your reach. All right, so then also you're going to want to have a descriptive bio on your profile. when you get to your profile, don't just have your name, don't just have your business name. Have something very original and descriptive. It also shows engagement and points your followers where to go. Hey, you know, we're focused, Flawless Crested Geckos, we're focused on high-end Crested Gecko breeding. For more information, check out our link tree, and then you click link tree. It takes you to where we have our YouTube. It takes you to where we have our Patreon, where we have our website, where you can check out our available geckos, the whole 9 yards. You want to be creative on how you face your customer base and your followers. And the big one, hashtags. So hashtags, they do have a rule. In general, you want a 30 limit hashtag count. And these are the criteria that we go by. You can do a good search through all the big name breeders and see what hashtags are being used. And this is an opinion of ours. So normally how people find you when you don't have followers, or how a non-follower finds you, is typically you'll be referred to them because of some of the hashtags that's being used, of some of your content that you're posting. So we tend to use 30 set hashtags that we use almost the same. We basically make it really, really easy. How do you do that? With our iPhone, you have a notepad. In the notepad, we created a shared note between Audra and myself where we save our entire conclusion, our entire caption at the end of whatever our post is. So to say hashtag, you know, Flawless Crested Geckos, hashtag Geckos, hashtag Crested Geckos, hashtag Gecko Breeder. It's 30 various hashtags, hashtag positivity, because you know we have the VVS series, but it's everything pertaining to what we stand for, what we want to push out there, what we want to be around. What we don't use the scientific name for Crested Geckos. You can use it, you could give it a try. It's just unlikely that someone is typing that into the search bar now. At this stage, everyone's calling Crested Geckos, maybe eyelash geckos, maybe geckos. Half the people in the industry, and I'm not talking crap, I'm talking about ourselves as well, can barely spell the scientific name of Crested Geckos. Gotta Google it. So we're doubtful that people are actually searching that up. So we don't put in any scientific names into our hashtags. Also, anything that we've created a strong following on. We have over 1,000 posts. At some point, you're going to create a following of people that tends to follow you. So we'll create hashtag FCG. No one knows what FCG is unless, you know, hey, you're Team Flawless and been following us for a while, which knows it's Flawless Crested Geckos. It just abbreviates it. And you want to create this nice group of hashtags and then save it. Now, that saves you time. Now, every post, every reel, everything that you go to put up, you'll put whatever your caption is that comes from free thinking at that moment. And then you go to your notepad, copy and paste. How does this help you? Because now you don't have to literally type out every single hashtag. You save out on a lot of time, and you're meeting the regimen that Instagram likes for you to see. On top of that, it allows you to fine-tune things much easier. So let's say posting, we have 2 different channels, but let's say I'm using the same, we have different hashtags set for both, but let's say it's the same channel, and that's fine. Let's say we're posting an Exantic, okay? And we post an Exantic, and we have 30 hashtags in there, and none of them say an Exantic. Then I'll say, hey, this beautiful Exantic is fired up nice and dark. What do you guys think of them? And then I'll go to my notepad, copy, paste. And then I'll go select 1 or 2 hashtags that's already preset and erase them. And then put hashtag Exantic Crested Gecko, hashtag Exantic. Now, what I did is I kind of tailored that actual post and hashtags toward that specific post in a snapshot. So I'm gonna end it there, guys. We're gonna do a part 2 to this, probably a part 3, because we're gonna get into kind of the things that you shouldn't do. Maybe, yeah, that'll be shadow banning and the things you shouldn't do. because shadow banning does exist. We'll get into it, and then we'll probably do another part on actual banning, where you lose your account. Been there. But anyway, it's Will, Flawless Crested Geckos. We out.